One of my favorite activities through Chrysalis interventions is speaking to churches and civic organizations about addiction and recovery. So let me direct this first part of this video to the ministers. My background as a minister, of course, gives me some insight into what's going on in churches and the struggles people are having. My own recovery has helped me understand that about 10% of people in our country suffer from some degree of substance use disorder. So for years, without knowing it, I was looking out over a congregation where maybe up to 10% of those people were struggling with drugs and alcohol. However, one of the consequences of addiction is isolation. So the active addict is not likely to attend church for a variety of reasons. So you're not really looking at 10% of your Sunday morning congregation as addicts and alcoholics. They're home, usually with a hangover. But you do have their family members there. And they're scared, and they're angry, and they're confused. They believe they've tried everything, and they don't know what to do. So here's what I can do. I can come to your church, speak in the morning worship service, and then be available throughout the afternoon to meet privately with people who need guidance and information. And then in the evening, I present a seminar on addiction and recovery. In that seminar, I show people what is happening in the brain of someone who's addicted. And I talk to them about how that person can get well. And then we have the question and answer session. I often bring with me a colleague, another interventionist perhaps, or someone with a treatment facility. And I assure you, people have questions about addiction and its impact on their families. I've had to close these sessions after more than an hour of questions to let people go home, and then I stick around to answer questions privately. But they want to know what is happening and what can be done. Now, I want you to think for just a moment about the impact that your church can have in your community when you make this available to your people, and what impact it will have on your people who know that you care enough to address what can be a complicated and controversial idea, but it'll help them. I also make this presentation at civic organizations like Rotary and Kiwanis clubs. I've never spoken to one of these clubs and not had someone call me later asking for help. So this part of my work through Chrysalis is designed to pull back the curtain of shame and silence that surrounds addiction. When people learn about this disease, they learn that it's a treatable disease. When they learn that they're listening to someone who's been in the darkness of addiction but now walks in the light of recovery, they have hope. So call me to come to your church or your civic organization. I'll go wherever 2 or 3 are gathered. So give me a call. Let's start the conversation. Let's help your people.